Congratulations and welcome to stage 3 of the UBD Understanding by Design template Plan Learning Experiences. Stage 3 is where you're going to make sure what you plan on teaching and how you plan on teaching it really flows together and aligns. And this section is going to focus a lot on the ideas that you developed in stage 1 and stage 2. A big part of stage 3 is going to be the incorporating of the Where To, WHERETO learning plan. This learning plan is really going to help you, again, focus on the big picture of your lesson and break it down in different steps to really make sure what you plan on teaching and how you plan on teaching it really is going to flow. As we begin stage 3, we're going to start with the W in the Where To learning plan. It's going to be 3 key things: where the unit is going for the students, what is expected of the students, and more importantly, when you start the lessons, you're going to see where the students are coming from, which involves their prior knowledge, their interests, or even their prior experiences. With those 3 W's in mind, there's going to be 3 different things that you want to make sure you cover for the big picture of your lesson. It's going to be the goals, which for this, you're going to use the SMART learning objectives or SMART goals. The acronym SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, results focused, and time focused. You're going to cover also the relevance of the lesson. So these are the benefits that the student is going to get from completing the unit and ultimately learning the material. Also diagnosis. This is going to be where you see what they knew prior to the lesson and what you hope for them to learn at the end of the lesson. And you want to make sure that you also test for different misconceptions in between, because you don't want there to be any discrepancies once you complete the lesson. Moving on down to the H, this is the hook and hold. So this is how you're going to hook the students and then ultimately hold their attention. So in this section, of course, you're going to do the hook and hold. So it's going to be how you're going to hook and hold the student interest. So is it going to be a video you're going to use, opening activity, just something that's going to get the students interested and ultimately keep them interested? And also, what technology are you going to use to hold their interest? With it being the 21st century, a lot of students really love being able to use technology, and there's so much different technology available and so many things available even on the internet to students that technology is a great way to keep the students engaged and interested. Here is E, which is going to be where you equip the students and help them experience the key ideas and explore the issues. Here is going to be what you're going to do to help the students uncover the meaning of the unit. So it's going to be the different exercises or maybe questions that you're going to have for the students to really get them thinking and be able to start digging into the information and making different meanings of it. R is the rethink and revise section. So here you're going to give the students the opportunity to rethink, revise, and refine their work in the unit. So it's going to be a different amount of activities that allows you to take the big picture, focus on some of those key skills and transfer goals that you had, and allow the students to take that knowledge and reuse it to help them better retain it. And then also with that, you're going to give students the time to improve their metacognition and self-regulation skills as well, which still go back to the idea of them being able to take the unit independently, use the information for themselves to better further their understanding. Because once students are really able to take that knowledge and really be able to manipulate it into different situations, that's really another key sign of showing that the students are really getting it and really retaining the information. Moving on down to the second E, which is evaluate. This section is going to focus on formative feedback. So how will the students get different feedback so they can improve their work and move forward as far as mastering the learning objectives? This is going to be a time where you can focus on how you're going to test their different knowledge in between. It could be little things like little pop quiz or anything, or it could be things as simple as getting feedback from their peers within the little activities along the way. The T in the where to is the tailored section. So this is where you're going to edit whether it be the content, process, product, or the environment for the students. We all know that all learners aren't the same. We even covered this a little in the previous section where we talked about what different knowledge or experiences that the students are bringing to the table prior to the lesson. So this is where you edit and just do a little tweaking to the assignment so that the assignment is something all the students in the class will be able to do without too many challenges along the way. Completing the where to learning plan, you're going to finish with the O. There are 3 important O's to remember. So it's going to be organized to develop habits of mind. It's a great resource here that lists different habits of mind that you want your students to focus on. Things like working with others or finding the humor in different situations, just things you want your students to focus on outside of just the content. So just really developing better thinking habits for your students. Next, you're going to focus on how the activity in the lesson is organized to develop their technology skills. So just some ways that the unit is going to allow students to develop some of their technology skills. And then lastly, it's going to focus on how the unit is organized to use technology to analyze data. So it's going to be ways that you're using different technology as well to analyze the student data and interpret the results to improve their instructional practices. So just different ways you're going to be able to take technology, one, how they're going to be using technology to better themselves as students, to better themselves as learners within the lesson, and then also how they're going to take the same or even different technology to manipulate the information as they're learning throughout the unit. Again, I want to congratulate you on making it to and ultimately through stage 3 and completing the UBD Understanding by Design template. My name is Ishmael McKinney. Feel free to check out the two great texts that I got a lot of this information from in order to complete the UBD now and then further down the line as well.